Hello, magical, quirky weirdos. I'm so happy that you're here. If you don't know me, hi, my name is Shira, and I run the Abracadabra Astrology Mastery Method, where our students are mastering their birth chart. They are clearing limiting beliefs. They are stepping into their wholeness, and they're loving the magical weirdo astrology journey. If you want to join the free community, I'm going to pop the link all the way down at the bottom. If you like this video, please give it a like. If something comes up for you, you want to share, put it in the comments. I love to hear from you, and I will write back. Okay, so let's get into it. This Scorpio energy right now is popping. It's strong. We have the sun in Scorpio. We have Mercury, the planetary ruler of information and the mind and our consciousness and what we think about, also in Scorpio. And we are about to have a Scorpio new moon where the sun and the moon are at the exact same degree point. It'll be 9 degrees on November 1st. So first things first, open your personal birth chart and look for the Scorpio house. Look for the Scorpio house. And I'm not talking about the planetary ruler Scorpio 8th house. I'm talking about your personal Scorpio house. It's going to be totally different for every single person depending on the rising sign. So you're just going to look for the Scorpio symbol. It's like an M with the arrow, like an arrow penis pointing up in the sky. And that is the symbol for Scorpio. So if you've been following astrology for a while, you've been following me for a while, you know that I adore this energy. It is deep. It is real. It is taboo. It is profound. It is alchemy. It is intensity. And this kind of energy allows us to have this like spiritual fortitude that we can tap into, that's going to is that we want to cultivate into our lives, whatever it is that we want to magnetize and call in. The fixed sign energy, and especially Scorpio, has this sticking power, this like staying power, where we kind of dig our heels in and say, this is where I am, this is what I want, or this is what I'm going for. I'm going to dig my heels in it. I'm going to stay here. Sometimes it's to the detriment when the energy is stubborn on something that is not working, that is not aligned. If there is a relationship that you know is expired, or a partnership that you know is expired, or a career ship that you know is expired. I'm thinking about this reel I just saw. Gosh, I wish I could remember this badass woman's name, but she said relationship. Any word that ends with a ship is trying to take you somewhere. Partnership, relationship, it's trying to take you somewhere. And she said, look at all of your relationships. If they are not taking you somewhere, what are you doing? So this, I thought that was super powerful. My dog Sky is coming in and distracting me. Go lay down. Go lay down. This Scorpio energy reminds me of that reel where she plugs into the power of the ship energy, the partnership energy, and says, guess what? Whatever you are plugging your energy into, whatever you are saying yes to, your friendships, your relationships, your situationships, whatever the energy is being plugged into, that is going to reflect the quality of your life. Mentorship, I just thought of another one. How are your mentorships? Whatever you are surrounding yourself with, whatever kind of energy you are connecting to, that is a Scorpio theme. Scorpio wants to merge with something, and it wants, at its highest frequency, it wants to merge so that it can become more powerful. And I mean that in the consciousness kind of power, not greed power, though we definitely see that in the world, We can see it in Scorpio energy. We can see it in so many types of human beings that are power hungry, that are greedy, that are narcissistic. But if you're watching this, I'm imagining that you are not into being super power hungry, super greed hungry. I'm imagining that you are not into being a narcissist, that you are actually a spiritual being trying to grow, trying to learn. Remove the word trying. You're a spiritual being growing and learning and evolving every single day of your life. The Scorpio energy will do its best when it is plugged into people, places, things, topics, whatever it is, that help it remember how powerful it is. So do the situations in your life, I said situationship earlier, do your experiences on the day-to-day remind you of your inherent power, your inherent wisdom, your inherent ability to move through challenging times. We are going through challenging times. In the world right now, there is a lot of darkness in the world, and it requires the spiritual beings of light to be even more resilient, to go even harder into their love warrior energy. I really believe that's what we're doing here together, is we are amplifying the light, we are amplifying our love warrior energy, and the Scorpio qualities can help us do that. Because at the lowest vibration, the Scorpio qualities are, there can be greed, there can be possessiveness, there can be super intense jealousy, there can be control, where if you don't know the outcome will be, or you don't know how someone else is going to react, it can be really uncomfortable. And so we are learning to lean into trusting not only ourselves, but finding people, places, things, experiences, thoughts, ways of being, ways of believing that are safe for our needs, safe for us where we are, and that are going to remind us of our power and remind us of our wisdom and remind us that we have this profound intuition, and remind us that we're powerful and courageous enough to step into that and to trust our intuition. So this is a good time to take stock. Jupiter is retrograde. So this is anytime there's a retrograde, there's quite a few planets retrograde. It's a time to reflect. It's a time to review and look back on what is working, what isn't working. And I think before the Scorpio moon, like all week long, to do a cutesy audit of what is zapping your energy and what is giving you energy, because power is also a way to look at energy. If you feel energized, you have power. You have prana, what the yogis call life force energy. Okay, so I'm thinking about last month, I was really in the darkness. I was like, oh, I'm just feeling all my feelings. I'm feeling these, I'm having memories of times in the past that hurt me, and I'm really feeling them and I'm holding on to them. And I just felt really low energy because I was giving my energy to the past. And what did I do? I started to watch Lost, that show, that series. I'm sure you've seen it, Lost. There's like 20 seasons of it or something. And I think I watched like 30 hours in the month. I watched about 30 hours of Lost, and I was feeling lost. I was feeling so lost. And so this show that is extremely intense, and like it's about trauma. Every single episode is activating central nervous system, fight or flight on, planes crashing, people are getting murdered. It's like every episode, and I'm feeding my brain with this, and my brain is not understanding, even though I consciously say, you know what, this is a show. I know this is a show. As I'm feeding myself the subconscious, the way that the brain works, it doesn't know it's a show. The brain's, yeah, this is real. I feel these emotions. I feel this plane crash in my body. And it's a perfect example of how we are, so many of us, especially if you have psychic energy, if you're a water sign, you've got this absorbing energy. If you have water in your chart, which you do, you have the ability to have the psychic energy. And sometimes our psychic energy can have holes in it. And we kind of take in from the outside. We take in other people's stuff, more empathic, and we feel it. So it's really important now more than ever to take stock and review what you are absorbing and how it is affecting you. I stopped watching Lost a week ago. I feel like a different person. Do I want to watch Lost? Yeah. Yes. Yes. More than ever. I want to lay on the couch and be sad and watch Lost. Am I going to do that? No, I'm not going to do it because I know it's going to have a result on my central nervous system and it's going to pull energy out of me. And I feel so much better when I am not watching Lost, unfortunately, because it's a really good show, in my opinion, even though it's 20 years old. And I think, during like the spooky season that most people are calling this, which is really just the natural cycle of death. This is the natural process. The leaves are falling from the trees, they're covering the earth to be decomposed and turned into soil. We're in that time of the year in the Northern Hemisphere where there's a death and a rebirth. It's really death. We're in this like death process and we get the ghosts and the ghouls out. And I love that on November 1st, it's also the Day of the Dead in Mexico, honoring all the ancestors, all the loved ones who have passed. And I think that's part of the amplification of this time. Scorpio season, the sign of death and rebirth, aligning with the Scorpio new moon, aligning with the Day of the Dead, aligning with Halloween a few days before. It's pretty wild, right? When you think about how cosmically and magically and culturally lined up things are going down here on this planet. I'm getting sidetracked. I'm getting a little sidetracked, I'll be honest with you. So let me bring you back. Let's open the chart for this new moon in Scorpio that has so much, there's so much good, supportive energy coming on this new moon. I'm really, really into the chart for the new moon. So this is November 1st. Take a look at where Scorpio is in the chart. You'll see the moon and the sun are conjunct at 9 degrees. And that is how we have a new moon. A new moon is always the sun and the moon conjunct together. This conjunct is the same degree point. So we're not going to see the moon. We're not going to see any light in the sky. It is the darkest point. It's sort of like we're going into ourselves. We're going into the darkness. We're going into the void where we can rest our bones and we can reconnect. There's another RE word. We can reconnect to our quiet inner world. We can reconnect to our soul that we are often distracted from in this society. So we're going inside. Every new moon is this dark sky, this time to go into our inner world and see the inside, see the inner vision of what we want to cultivate and sort of push out whatever is not ours, whatever has been coming in from all these outside sources. We're just inundated with information. So closing down and going in and pausing before November 1st is a good idea. Now, this is an early morning new moon. It's going to happen early in the morning. So the night before, when you're going to bed on Thursday night, that will be Halloween. So on Halloween is when it will be super, super dark in the sky. No moon. We're not going to be able to see the moon. It's going to be super dark. That is a really good time to do cleansing, clearing, releasing rituals so that on November 1st, you can plant the seeds of intention that you are wanting to bring in. Now, this moon is in a trine, which is a long blue line here with Saturn in Pisces, another water sign. And Pisces is dreamy, it's visionary, it's imaginative. Dropping into the Piscean energy, Saturn is our responsibility. It puts a little squeeze on us to make sure that we are acting in alignment with what we say we want with our head and our heart. Instead of watching Lost like me, don't be me, okay? Saturn puts a little pressure, and with the Pisces energy, we can get distracted so easily. That's a lower vibration of the Piscean energy, is distraction and escape. The higher vibration of Piscean energy is connecting to oneness, connecting to timelessness, and being able to have a vision to be able to literally imagine what you want to bring into this world and be able to see it. There's a lot of psychic potential on this new moon. We have the trine to Saturn in Pisces. We have the sun and moon in Scorpio. That right there is psychic potential. It is veil lifting. I know that phrase gets used so much, but that's what is happening, not only with the November energy that is this death rebirth process, but with this cosmic energy. We also have Mercury, the planet of our thoughts, of our mind, in Scorpio at 28 degrees. So the mind is able to hyper focus. That's one of the best skills of the fixed signs, is focus. They can plug into something, they can get obsessed with something, for better or for worse, and carry it out all the way to the end. So we want to get obsessed with something that is going to bring us towards enlightenment, into our consciousness, that is going to make our lives better, that is going to help us feel more like ourselves and love ourselves even more. That is what we want to be obsessed with. And yeah, watch a scary movie. Just make sure that you are breathing low and slow, and you're regulating your central nervous system and telling yourself, this shit is not real. My life is full of love. But be careful of what you're consuming, and look for things that are going to inspire you and excite you, because Scorpio is not just this like dark and scary. It is actually about passion and obsession, and that can go towards obsession of bringing in the light, obsession with bringing in the most authentic version of yourself, whatever that is. So we have Mercury in Scorpio, and then we've got a grand trine, which is planets three planets trining one another. So Mercury, Scorpio, and then long blue line to Mars, which is in Cancer. Mars is going to be here for a long time. Okay. 6 months, Mars in Cancer. That's a really long time to have so much intuitive, emotion-based energy. And the third planet, Mars, is trining with Neptune back in Pisces. So this is a super psychic, deeply intuitive, your inner knowing is activated astrology for the new moon. At its worst, this astrology can look like, I have given everything to everyone and I have nothing left for myself. At its worst, I have absorbed everyone's problems and now they feel like my problems, and I feel low. It's worse. At its lowest, it could be, I am so caught up in something that's not real, where I'm wishing in my mind, believing in my mind, that something is real, but I'm really hanging on to an illusion and I'm unable to make what my mind wants into reality. That's at the lower energy. The higher energy of this grand water trine, water moon, Saturn in water trine, all this water is I am cleansing, releasing, clearing my energetic field so that I feel myself and I feel really pure. I feel like I can feel that I am letting go. That's the highest frequency of the water energy is the ability to let go. We know that if you hold on to emotion, if you're angry and you hold on to that anger for long enough, you are going to cultivate an illness in your body. Dis-ease, out of ease. Water helps us cleanse, wash away what we've been holding on to, and empty our cup so that we can invite what we really want in, so that we can invite what feels aligned and true and pure and beautiful for us. So that is what we're calling in. Clearing, cleansing, washing away the heaviness, washing away the stagnancy, and we're calling in some space so that we can create from a aligned place. And this psychic energy is really, really good for using your imagination to create, to really envision what you want to make happen. This is like the most powerful time to do what children do. Children imagine, they play, they create, they're like, they got their Barbies and they're like, Barbie is gonna be an astronaut and she's also gonna have a cookie bakery and she's gonna have a wife and they are gonna live so happy. They're gonna live on the beach. Like play with what you desire because that is the energy that actually helps your brain program this new belief that you want to make real into your life. So play, imagine, envision. This is the most powerful time for it. And don't let anybody put their shit on you. Do a no, do a spell, do a like, give them like the talk to the hand. That energy is not mine. Make sure that you are creating really solid boundaries around what you will allow into your space this week and what you say, no, that ain't mine. It's just gonna roll off my body like a duck, going underwater and the little water beads just roll right off. All right, I love you so much. If you want to join the free astrology community, I'm going to put that link below for you and you can join and then you'll get a welcome message from me. And then you can even have a quick call with me to onboard you, welcome you into the free community. Happy almost new moon. Do what feels best for you. The energy is waning before we wax again. Thanks for being here. Reminder to hit the like button. If you liked this, that will do so much for me and the algorithm. I was so grateful to you for doing that.